In this problem, Mishka wants to solve a certain amount of programming contests. And what she can do is she can start at both ends and keep on going inwards until she cannot solve a problem. And each problem is given a rating, and she can only solve problems with a rating less than or equal to k. So if we look at this first problem, there are 8 contests, and she can solve problems with skill level of at most 4. So she can solve 4, 2, 3, 1, and then 5 is too hard. Then going from the other end, she can solve 4, but 6 is too hard. So overall, she can solve 5 contests. And same here. Uh, since the skill level is 2 and both ends are too high for her, she can't start at either end, therefore she can't solve any, and so on and so forth. So how do we solve this? So first we're given n and k, and then let's read it into an array called A. So now what we can do is we can actually just go from both ends and see how many in a row she can solve. So let's say here she can only solve 4, and then there is a break. And this break guarantees that if we start from the right side and go inward, we also cannot get past this break. So therefore there are two disjoint kind of sets, and their sum has to be less than or equal to n. However, if there is no number that's larger than k, and assume this was like a 2 and this was a 2, then we could go and we could read all the way from the left to the right, and we can read all n elements. So what we can do is we can start at one end and keep on going, and we keep on reading in numbers such that its level is less than k. And then if there is a place we stop, we just stop there, and then we go from the right side. However, let's say there is no stop, then we can just find the minimum of their sum and n. So what I mean by that, so first we'll just go, let's just count from right side and left side. So now, okay, to make it more obvious, let's go from right to left and then from left to right. So first thing first, let's go left to right. So for n, so what you can check is if ai is less than or equivalent to k, then what we can do, we can increase our left to right by 1, because then we can do one more programming contest. Otherwise, we can just break. Now, we're using the same logic, but now going from right to left. So we can do for int I equal n minus 1, while I is bigger than or equal to 0 minus minus I. Yeah, so it's the same logic. If ai is less than or equal to k, then plus plus right to left. Otherwise, we break. And then we just see out the minimum of right to left plus left to right, and that should be our answer. Now, why do we do this? So assume there's some number in the set which is larger than k. Then there's a break. Then we know that the amount we read from left to right and the amount we read from right to left will be less than n, and therefore that's our answer. Now, if there's no break, we'll read this all the way till the end, and we'll read this all the way till the end. And with no break, our answer becomes 2n. So therefore, we know at most she can solve n contest and no more. So therefore, if it's 2n, which means she can solve all of them in a row, then we just output n, and that should work. Okay. 5, good. Oops. This should be 0, and this should be 5. Perfect. Okay, problem A, that's our answer. Submit. And voila.